Happy Sunday. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. It's Sunday. I know you guys are out and about, still enjoying that wonderful, wonderful weather. But for those of you that are on today and you've just made it back in the house, or you've been hanging out this entire Sunday, I have some great news that I wanted to share with everybody. But first, I wanted to just jump on and just share some information and just kind of talk about my fitness journey and why I decided to go down this path. And I let's see. I am now a mother of four. And before we even start, let me introduce myself. I am Chantelle Branch, your domestic violence specialist, and I educate individuals on why their decision to remain silent keeps them locked in abuse. And I am on a fitness journey. And the reason it's a journey is because I'm not doing a diet plan, but I do want to, as I continue on into my purpose and just walking out my purpose and just working every day, being a wife, being a mother, being a sister, being a friend, being a mentor, being a domestic violence advocate. I just wanted to make sure that I was in my best health and that I was being my best self. And the only way that I could actually do that was to implore some help because I've tried lots of diets. I've tried, um, 6-week challenges and just a lot of different things and different trainers and different groups and different health clubs and going to classes. And not that those things didn't work for me because it did work for a particular season, but it wasn't a consistent season. And after having my last baby, it's been 6 months and I even before the 6 months, just after having this last baby, it was nothing like having children 10 years ago. And my body absolutely knew the difference. It felt the difference. And I was in a lot of pain. I immediately after, before I had my son, then immediately after having my son, I was just in a lot of pain, a lot of back pain, a lot of stomach pain from the labor. Um, and I was just really, really tender and sore. And I really wanted to get on track and just jump in there and start working out and wearing race trainers. But because the pain was so bad, I just knew something was wrong with my body and that I needed help. And so I just began to research and do different things and different techniques and watch all of these YouTube videos trying to figure out, what do I do? What am I going to do? How am I going to make this work? And I struggled and struggled and struggled. And it was a woman that I met during the pandemic. Kind of, did I meet her during? I started following her during the pandemic, and I just kept watching her videos and listening to what she was talking about, and it was just different. And of course, her body type and just her the way she talked and in her videos and how she trained and how she had very quick, short videos during the pandemic that will really help. That can help you, lift weights or tone your thighs and just quick little things. And I was like, man, maybe I should, go work out with her. Maybe I should, have her be my trainer. And that's just kind of how my thought process was. But after this last baby, I knew that I needed some help and I knew that I couldn't do it alone. And I knew that everything that I tried in the past, those things were great, but it just wasn't going to help me today or right now for my future. And so I met this great, great woman. I'm going to bring her on so that we can just have this conversation and so you guys can just really understand why I love my coach. And so without further ado, I would like to introduce Coach V. Hey, Coach V.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing well. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm so excited to be here.
I am glad that you joined me today. Thank you so much for coming on. And I really just wanted to just jump right into the conversation and just helping women and just people understanding how you helped me ease into fitness after having my last baby and then how you kind of just walked with me step by step. And then for me, I was ready to just jump in and just do it like I used to do it before, how I was doing it during a pandemic, before I got pregnant and just years passed. And once I jumped into the program with you, I realized that my body was not jumping as quickly as my mind.
Yeah, yeah. So when we met, and I asked you, well, what are you looking to do? What are your goals? Just like most women, it's like, all right, I want to lose the weight. I want to feel confident. I want to look good. And the first thing that I explained is, all right, great. So we can do all of that stuff. But the first thing that I want to do is I actually want to see where you are at. So I took some time to actually learn you and figure out how your body worked. You had just had a baby. So that was a huge, huge thing. And working on your pelvic floor health, your inner core strength, that was like the biggest goal for me with you when we first started working together. And I think you can agree that your core and your pelvic floor and your inner strength is much, much greater than when we first started. But just like every woman that I meet when we first start, it's like, all right, I want to jump in and I want to lose the weight and I want to feel good. But I think the biggest thing that we built through our foundation is that it is a journey, and we have to start where you're at and progress you along gradually. So that's pretty much how we started together. Um, we took baby steps, which is natural, which is normal. Um, and I just watched you progress. Yeah. I'm not I'm not hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
I got you, girl.
Okay. So I was saying that I didn't want to take baby steps. I wanted to jump right in and I wanted to be fit right now. The baby 6 months, I want to be 6 months in and just fit.
Yeah.
Just trained, just toned. I wanted to just be ready.
Yeah.
I wanted to just run a marathon.
And I was like, well, I love that, but we can't do that. I had to really I had to learn you, first of all, just seeing how your body moved. And we had to give your body that opportunity to heal and just build that foundation to do the things that you even do now. Um, so I think for any woman that's trying to get into fitness, especially after having a baby, you have to understand like your body just went through this whole process of carrying a life and sustaining that life for 9 months. And then the birth process is a whole other, and for lack of a better word, trauma or a shock on the body. And then there's a
Yeah.
healing process, right? So, and you've had 4 children. So you've experienced that process a couple times to know that it's not just like, okay, well, this baby just came out and I can just go live my life. So the same way you have to ease back into your normal life, the same way you have to give your body an opportunity to get ready for fitness, to get ready for exercise, because exercise can do a lot of benefits for the body, but if your body's not primed and ready, you're you're not going to see the results that you want.
So, and I love the fact that you said that when we have a baby and we're easing back into fitness that we have to build a foundation. Can you kind of talk about more what that looks like, especially, or just help paint a picture of, okay, I just had a baby, and I want to get back into fitness, and of course I'm watching TV, I'm looking on social media, and I'm just ready to do it like the celebrities. They have a baby yesterday, and then next week they're like, oh my God, I'm so ready, I'm right back into my old clothes. You're like, well, how does she do that? And I know she has a lot of money to do it, but how can the regular people build that foundation, or paint us a picture of what that really looks like?
Absolutely. So for a regular quote unquote woman, the first thing is, number one, self-compassion and self-love. You have to learn and understand, like, okay, I want to get back to being healthy, not because I want to be snatched and like act like I never had a baby, but I want to be healthy for me. And I want to love myself through the journey. So that it's really more of a mental to begin with. Then the second component is the physical, and it's just regaining that connection to your core muscles and your pelvic floor. Like, a baby was just living in there, and those muscles have been stretched and opened out and relaxed. So now we have to gradually, slowly connect and bring everything back together. Because if you don't have a strong core, you don't have a strong body. You won't be able to do all these crazy exercises that you see these other girls doing until you get that foundation of your core strong.
Right, right. Because the core is the powerhouse of our bodies.
Yeah.
And how long, is it a time period for different people or, to build that strength back up?
I'm gonna say everyone's body is different. So I don't want to say there is a set time period.
Okay.
However, through consistency, so you were seeing results really quickly after doing so we do in our program, I do like the mommy program, which is basically really focusing on that core and pelvic floor strength. And that's just very simple exercises every day or every other day. It takes about 15 minutes, and you gradually build that up. And that took us about 3 to 4 weeks for you to actually say, oh, hey, I'm seeing a difference. These exercises are a lot easier. And most of the moms that I have, it usually takes between 3 and 4 weeks. Now, if you had maybe complications, or you just haven't had a connection with your core from the beginning, from before the baby, it might take you 5 to 6 weeks or even 8 weeks. But the point is, you want to start practicing re-engaging those muscles and building that mind to muscle connection to really build that foundation.
Yes. And for those of you that watching, like when I'm watching the videos and she's showing me how to do it, I'm like, oh my God, that's so easy. That's all I have to do for the day. But my mind is like, girl, let's go ahead, knock this out, get the complete, in the app. I'm gonna knock it out, hit complete in the app and be done. But let me tell you all, I was struggling. I was like on the floor on my mat, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so hard. Oh my God, my back hurts so bad. Why is it so hard? Why is it hurting for me? And it was, again, before the baby, I could knock it out, right? But after the baby, I'm struggling to do what looks like simple exercises. And it was a battle in my mind because I didn't think that anything was happening. I didn't believe that it was working. And it took me some time to really believe like, oh, I'm getting stronger. I think now I'm 100% believing that what I did in the beginning worked. And I believe that it helps to build my confidence to where I am now.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's another thing that most women go through when they're starting back on their journey, is that challenge of, is this even working? It's really
Mm-hmm.
hard. Why am I not able to do these simple things? And I've been doing it for 2 weeks and I don't see any changes.
Right. We want 2 hour change. I want to do 100 crunches, and then I remember like when we were like years ago and we would get ready to go out to the club, and this was before I was married, and we would do crunches. And I had one sister, she would just do crunches, and she was like, because I just want my stomach to just stay in all night. And I would do it sometimes with her, but then I just kept thinking, like, I don't think it's going to make a difference if I do crunches like right before we go out because I should have been doing it all week, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Like you with anything, right? So if I'm here and I'm just curling my arm, right, I'm gonna get a little pump, sure, but I'm not getting anything that's a sustainable, long-lasting result. There's no quick fix. And I think that's what ladies really need to understand, especially after having a baby, or even just at any point in life, right? When you're restarting a fitness journey, the results are not going to come as fast as your mind thinks. It just can't be, because your body has to get reacclimated. So sure, you might get a little pump and you might feel really good, but that's not going to stay today, tomorrow, 3 weeks from now. But if you do it little by little over time, you're going to compound that change. And then before you know it, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror like, wait a minute, something's going on here. Arms looking a little different. Something's looking a little
Yep.
different, right?
Yeah.
But you have to be patient.
So, how do you help clients with that component of being patient because the world is so fast and social media will have you thinking that you should go out and get surgeries and I'm gonna take some out of my stomach and I'm gonna take some out of my butt. Or no, they're not taking nothing out their butt. Okay, they're gonna take it out their stomach and put it in their butt. Or
Right.
like how do you help clients mentally, because I heard you say, as you know, as far as with working out, that it really starts in your mind and it's a mental thing, and especially for moms over 35. And I think that's one of the things that you're battling too. It's like you don't look how you looked when you were 25, and you don't bounce back after having a baby over 35 like you did when you had a baby over 30.
Yeah. Yeah. So, really, it is the mindset, and I really learned this skill of meeting a woman where she is and understanding her thoughts, and then slowly teaching her through empowerment, how to shift her mindset into understanding that patient. So when I was a trainer, like an in-person trainer, I was young. I was 21 years old. So like everybody I trained was older than me, had multiple kids, families, lives, and I was constantly dealing with this young mind of me who's like, "Oh, fitness is awesome. Like, let's just jump into it." And these women would constantly tell me like, "B, you don't understand. Like, it's not like that for me. Like, I'm never gonna lose this weight, or it's just so hard. I wish I could just get my body like yours. And over the years of hearing the same struggles, of hearing the same pains, I started to just dig a little bit deeper into understanding why is it that these women are not seeing the results, or not committing to the results, or not feeling confident in what they're doing. And it really was the mindset. So when I was a trainer, I wasn't really focusing on mindset. I was just like, all right, come in, let's work out. I'm gonna make you feel good. Sure, I'll get them motivated, pumped up. But now with what I do as a coach, it's all mindset. Like the workouts are just a bonus. The workouts are like, all right, so now I've prepped your mind, I've empowered your mind, and now you feel good because you're confident in, I'm doing this for myself. I know why I want to work out. I know why I want to exercise. And it's not just, okay, I want my body to bounce back. It's like, I want to feel good naked. I want to feel like I can put anything on and walk out that door and not have to look in the mirror. I want to feel like the most beautiful woman. I want to feel like the most confident woman in that meeting, in that board meeting. When I show up, everybody's looking at me and I'm not pulling my shirt down. So I had to learn that the mindset of the woman is the most important part. And so once I got into that, I just start with mindset coaching off the rip. So any woman that I talk to when we first do our first call is, I ask you, hey, how many days do you feel like you can commit to working out? Okay, 2 days, right? So 2 days we're gonna definitely work out. And then one day that you think you can kind of like push yourself. Okay. So now once I get that commitment from you, I'm behind you in your head. Hey girl, how are you doing today? How are you feeling today? Did you get that workout in? How was the workout? How are you feeling? What what can I help you with?
Yes.
Even to the point where I'm like, yeah. And I think we did a workout journal when we first started.
Mm.
Yeah, right.
Then
But
that was
tracking the
something new for
workouts.
me. That was something new for me. And I even think for me, with your coaching program, it was a level of transparency too, because
Mm,
you required you like no judgment, but I just want to see where you're eating. And so I remember like, ooh, I don't so I'm only taking pictures of all good stuff that I'm eating. If I had, some spinach that day, I'm like, oh, here's a picture of my spinach. But you were constant, you were checking in on me, and you were like, yeah, so how's breakfast? What's going on for breakfast? Hey, it's 12 o'clock. I didn't catch any pictures from breakfast. And I'm like, oh, well, I forgot. And then you're like, okay, no problem. So just, send me something for dinner, send me
yeah,
something for
yeah.
lunch. And if you have a snack, and if you have some coffee, even if you have a little bite of a cookie, it's okay. Just send it. And so I think for me, that helped me believe and feel okay being vulnerable and transparent with you, because you constantly said no judgment, no judgment, no judgment. And I think
Yeah.
that's important, because a lot of times when we get a trainer and we go to the gym and we sign up for this program and we pay, hundreds, some even thousands of dollars to have a trainer, it's all about, you need to do my fitness plan, I put you on this plan and you need to do it. And so we have to go on their plan. And with you were kind of like, your plan was different, not kind of, but your plan was different. Like, what are you doing, what are you eating, and not just what are you eating, let me see what you're eating throughout the day, so that I can get to know you.
Yeah.
And I think with your program, that's really the only way that I think people need to understand the difference with the coach. Is like, that's how you build relationship, and that's how you're able to help us to be our best selves at the level and capacity that you want us to be. And that helps your program be successful because of the communication and the transparency, and us as clients being vulnerable. I mean, that's, we're paying you. And I just kept telling myself, hey, I don't know her, she doesn't know me. I'm paying her, so I'm just gonna send her this cup of Starbucks. I had a Starbucks and I had a cookie,
Yeah.
and I was so embarrassed to send you that. But then I got comfortable. Like, I'm just gonna send her this Starbucks and cookie. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but she said no judgment, so no judgment.
Yeah. And I'm not the kind of coach that's going to be like, why are you eating that? No, like, I will ask you, did you enjoy that?
It
Was
was
it good?
good.
All right, great. So now I can guide you without the guilt.
Yeah, I like that. Guide
Yeah.
us without the guilt. That's good. We need to write that down.
We're gonna write that down. We're gonna write that down in our notes.
Right.
Um, but
Guide
yeah,
us without the guilt.
guide without the guilt, because you guys look at me. I know all my because I've heard all of my clients say this. Oh, it's easy for you. It's easy for you. You live this life. And I can understand that viewpoint. So when I'm talking to you, I have to be at your viewpoint. I can't be talking to you from up here. And even though I don't always live up here either, let's be real. Um, but when I'm talking to you and you're in a moment of vulnerability, like, ooh, I'm sending her something that's definitely not in my meal guide, or that I know she really doesn't want me to have. It's not conducive with my goals. I can't be coming at you like, girl, what are you doing? I have
Yes.
to
And I
have
kept
some
waiting
compassion.
for you to do that. Like, I waited for you to do that, and you've never done that. And I was like, oh, okay. And this is how I knew that it was something like special about you, and you were just, because again, I didn't necessarily know the difference between a coach and a trainer. And I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna look, I'm gonna hire this trainer and see if she can help me, right? And this is how I know that it was just something special about your program and about you being a fitness coach. Was um you were checking in on me, and I wasn't able to get the workouts done. Yes, I have a new baby, yes, I'm working from home. I also have the kids, they're still doing school from home. And I am, of course, I'm married, and I was struggling to get my workouts in. And then I just had like a breakdown, and you checked in on me, and you genuinely cared, and you continued to check in to make sure that I wasn't having like a meltdown or a breakdown during my workouts. And,
Absolutely.
and and not just my workouts, but a breakdown in life. Like, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed because now I have one more kid. So now I have 4 kids, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. And you generally checked in on me to see, okay, I see you're not doing your workouts, and I would like to know why.
Yeah.
And not know why so I can yell at you, but know why so that I can figure out how I can meet you where you are, so that we can plan and we can try to go another way, because what I originally gave you isn't working for you, and you're trying to kill yourself to do it, to get it done, and it's still just not happening. It's not meeting up. The timeline doesn't work. And I
Yeah.
also like the fact that the scheduling and the time, and that it works for me. And it's not like, yes, it works for you, but it's working for me too. And that is the best part about it.
Yeah.
Not you only here from 8 to 3 o'clock, and I need to figure out how I can get in and do a session with you from in
Yeah.
between your hours.
Yeah. I mean, that was always my biggest issue. How I can't help you when you walk out the door and then I don't see you for another 2 days. That was my biggest issue being a trainer. So once I made that transition into coach, I'm like, great, I can work with the whole woman. It's a whole woman approach. I
Yes.
want to know about you. I want to know about your family. I want to know about work. I want to know about everything that's going on in your life because fitness is one component of you. And we as women wear a lot of hats. Like you said, you're a mother, you work, you're a business owner, you have your podcast, you do a lot of things. You're a wife. There's no way I can expect you to say, okay, look, here's this workout plan, here's this meal plan. I'll talk to you in a couple days.
And that's what happens every time you go to a gym and you sign up and you pay them hundreds of dollars. And a lot of times, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but a lot of times you leave empty. Yeah, your body hurts and it's sore, but that's it.
Yeah,
There's no, even if you have a good communication with that trainer, you don't necessarily have that relationship or that connection.
absolutely. And that is something that I told myself going forward, like into this profession, because even as a trainer, I do love what I do. I'm passionate about fitness and I'm passionate about helping women change their lives forever. But the problem that I always had as a trainer was if you go away, you know, I don't know, are you going to keep working out? I don't know if you learned anything. I don't know if you're going to have to hire a new trainer. And one thing I told myself is from now on, once I just do my own thing outside the gym, all my clients, I will be their last trainer. I'll be their last coach, meaning everything that we do together, I'm giving you all the skills so that you never have to hire a coach again. Because
Yes.
it's about learning. It's not just about, okay, I'm paying this lady to work me out. It's like, what is she teaching me?
Yeah.
Right? Because
Absolutely.
because one day you got to graduate. You got to
Right.
go. So, at least you're making that investment, yes, in your health, but you're also making an investment in an education, and some type of knowledge about your body
Yes.
and how to take care of it, right?
Absolutely. And I think even with your program, like the program, I'm on her 16-week program, and I just knew because my 16 weeks is up, right? It just ended. And I just knew I'm going to be the bomb. I'm going to look so good. I'm going to lose all this weight. And my body said, girl, you're not yet. My body just didn't go cooperate. It just was like, ow, ow, I hurt when I walked, I hurt when I sat up, I hurt when I rolled over in bed. um I hurt when I laid on the floor to do the exercise. I hurt when I got up to do from working out because of, again, my core was not strong. It had expanded so much from the baby. And this was actually a really small baby. So it wasn't the biggest baby I've ever had, but it also was having a baby over 35. And then, um, again, getting that core to come back together, it took longer than I anticipated. Even when I signed up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna work this 16 weeks. Oh, I'm gonna be good. And what I realized was, I guess maybe in the first 2 months, that was that, because it was, for me, it was a very slow rollout.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it, and we had to scale back on things until I could begin to accomplish the small stuff, which took time. And so I just had to be patient again with myself. And I was really angry with myself. I was mad at my body, like, how dare you betray me? And then I also realized, you know what? This is going to take longer than I expected. This is a journey. And I also knew, and I got a little fearful. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do after 16 weeks? Because the first 8 weeks took me a long time just to get acclimated, just to find, um, time. And I still struggle with finding time, because of my life. Um, but I'm doing better because it was like you had to teach me so many things. Hey, I mean, I have to. part of my program with Coach B is I have to have an alarm set in my phone to remind me to eat, because in the beginning I'm taking care of a newborn, and then in the whole world, right, my whole family, and I'm not eating, or if I am eating, I'm literally snacking on stuff. And not necessarily I'm snacking on Snickers bars and stuff, but I'm snacking on graham crackers and cheese. And if the kids have, whatever, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, whatever they is, I'm snacking, but I'm not um putting that nutrition in my body. But I just was not caring for me. I never, as moms, many moms can relate to this, we don't put ourselves first. We never feed ourselves first. I want to just start eating first. Like, as soon as I finish cooking, I just want to eat first, and then and then serve people plates. But we won't do that. We just won't do it. And so I just knew after 8 weeks that it's gonna take longer than 16 weeks for me, and because my body wouldn't do it, my mind was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be done. And so because of that, I also knew that I have a really big goal of where
Yeah.
I want to be by next year, 2022. And so that means that I'm gonna have to spend more time in her program, and I actually need to, and me personally, I want to master her program, of course, because when I leave, I'm not gonna be with her anymore, and it's gonna be
Right.
me applying everything that she's taught me, and she's taught me so much in 16 weeks out of all the fitness classes and trainers and stuff that I was doing wrong that I thought I was doing right. And because she was a former bodybuilder, she knows how to really help us tone and fill out those areas and really cut those muscles to accentuate our bodies, because we're women, we want to look good for our husbands and for our boyfriends and to get one.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing that you mentioned is understanding that sometimes just the start is the 16 weeks. And everyone's body is different. Yes. I mean, you have these miracle cases where people come in and like 1 month and it's like they drop 15 pounds. And that's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing. It's beautiful. But
I want that to be
that's,
my story one day, but
yeah.
it hasn't hit my life. So I don't think it's gonna happen for me.
But you know what? Those women, even those women, I tell them, I'm like, listen, this is dope, but now the real work starts because you got it off
Keeping it
fast.
off.
You better keep it off. So this 16 weeks is just, it's that building period to show yourself, hey, I can commit to myself. I can commit to my journey and I can learn all these good things and apply them consistently. And I will see the results because, like you said, it's a full journey. You have a big goal. You can't
Yes.
squish it into a tiny timeline because, first of all, life happens. Life happens to everybody. So you think life is going to pause because you said, no, girl, I got 16 weeks to get snatched. Life, put yourself over here. I'm going to do this fitness. No, it doesn't work that way. So we always have to understand that self-compassion first and foremost, and an acceptance of this is a journey. My body has to get
Yes.
acclimated. I have to learn the right tips and tricks and have the right tools in my bucket before I can start sculpting anything away. Now,
So let me ask you this. How or what someone who is potentially thinking about a trainer or a coach or just wanting to start their fitness journey, what is something to help our minds know that it's going to be a journey and it's not going to be a quick fix? Like, because I think that's where it's a big disconnect and people struggle, because I hear so many women, oh, I'm just going to go to the DR and get snatched. I'm just going to go and get surgery because it's easier, it's quicker.
right. I think, I mean, there's so many things I can say about this, that whole uh, area, a topic in terms of quick fixes. The number one thing that I will say with having that mindset shift of like, okay, no, I don't want a quick fix is, again, you, as fast as you catch it, as fast you're going to lose it. You see people that win the
Mm,
lottery, they get that money so fast and it's gone. People
true.
have to understand, if you work for it, you will preserve it. Again, You can do a quick keto diet. You could go get a little lipo. Well, I don't really agree with that. That's just, I'll be honest. But if you go and get it, you better figure out a way to keep it, because that 30-day keto, that liposuction, the fat is gonna come back if you do not have a sustainable lifestyle now following those things. So anything you could do to jumpstart yourself, I'm not gonna hold you back, but I think you should do a jumpstart that makes the most sense and that's the most healthy. And that is by putting it in your mind, okay, I'm gonna have some patience. I'm gonna commit to myself. I'm gonna learn how to properly fuel my body, because most of us aren't even eating enough food. Most
Really?
women, yeah, most women
No.
are not even eating right. Like, come on, like, girl,
Right,
we met.
right.
I'm like, girl, where's the rest of the food?
I was like, I ate. I'm not
Yeah,
hungry. I had graham crackers. You were like, what? I had cheese
what?
with it. I had the
Yeah.
fat. I had the fat and I had the carbs.
I'm like,
No
girl, no,
protein.
no, we need the protein. Where's the protein? So the first thing is, like, you can't eat like a toddler and you're a grown woman,
Well, yep. Hey, I'm guilty. I was.
right? And most women are, and it's okay, because I'm never gonna say, hey, no, no, no. But it's about learning and saying, okay, if I could do one vegetable a day, right, or drink half a gallon of water a day, your body's gonna start to say, oh, she's giving me something that's good for me, and it's gonna start to let go, because all fat is a stored energy. So when you're putting more energy in your body, it's going to start to get rid of that fat. So I think you have to really do some research, educate yourself, don't just go and hop in somebody's program just because they have abs. Do a little
Well,
research.
well, everybody does that on Instagram now.
No, but and I can understand that. It's like, oh, well, that person looks good, I can trust them. No, do a little research on your own. See, like, okay, well, this the common knowledge is, calorie deficit, or just eating enough protein, eating vegetables, drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, right? And start practicing those tiny little things, but have it in your mind that this is not going to be quick, because as long as it took me to gain that weight is about as long as it's going to take me to get rid of it. You don't gain 50 pounds in a month,
Right.
right? You gain 50 pounds from day to day snacking, from weekend drinking, from sitting on the couch, instead of doing a 10-minute walk every day. That's how you gain that 50 pounds. So you can't expect 50 pounds to just drop because you want it. So you have to earn that.
Yeah, that's good right there. So all of us who gained weight in COVID, I have an excuse, everybody, because I was pregnant.
She gets a pass.
I get a pass. But no, that was really good information, and I think a lot of us we just missed that. We just
Yeah.
missed it.
But they're not talking
Absolutely.
about it. That's why Coach B
No,
is here.
no. Nobody's talking about the real. It's
Yeah.
always, you can. So my question is it true that, oh, look at that big gallon of water? I have
Hey,
some in my coffee cup.
water chug.
Yeah. So
Hope you guys
I'm
at home
just
take a
fin
water chug too.
yeah, everybody at home take a water chug. I'm finishing up my 16-ounce bottle of water.
Yay.
Um, so is it true that abs are made in the kitchen? I can eat my way to abs. Well, not me because I have 4 kids, but all the other people that have
Yeah.
the potential to get them.
Yeah. Well, we all have abs. They're just muscles, right? We all
Hmm.
have abs. We just all can't see them because they're under a couple layers of fat. So yeah, abs are totally made in the kitchen, and that's just by eating enough, first of all, for your body, and eating whole nutritious foods. You know, put something green on your plate once in a while, and also understand that you can still have the cake, you can still have the wine, but it has to be in moderation, right? But 80% of your food should be whole nutritious, nice lean proteins, beef, chicken, turkey, shrimp, cod. Then you get some colorful vegetables, cabbage, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, carrots, eggplants, you know. Then you can have some carbs, a little bit, a fist, like a cupped handful, a little bit of rice, a little bit of quinoa, couscous, whatever you like, and then a slice of avocado on the side if you're into avocado, you know, a little fat, but don't go crazy. You know, one tip that I use for myself personally is like I'm a person that eats with my eyes. So if I want to be leaner, right, you have to have some type of portion control. So instead of having a big plate, I'll take a small plate,
Yes.
right? So then the plate looks full, but it's really portioned out to what a serving is for me. And over time, by eating in a more controlled way, the weight just literally sheds off.
That's good. So, Coach B, tell us how we can be snatched after 35. That's what we need to
Okay,
know.
yeah, we want to be snatched after 35. Well,
Because our metabolism slows down. You know, women, our metabolism slows down. So, what are some things some key things that we need to know, um, you know, about that, our metabolism after 35?
yeah. Well, we're gonna look at number one. If you want to kickstart your metabolism, you need to be getting enough sleep. That's the first thing. If you're not getting enough sleep, your body's not gonna have a chance to recover from all the beating up that you do during the day between running around, going to work, taking care of the kids, cleaning the house, and exercising. Right? You need to have enough sleep just to recover. Drinking enough water. That's always like my number one go-to. Start drinking more water. You should be drinking about a gallon a day, but if you can't, start with half a gallon. And then the next thing I would say is 10 to 15 minutes of some type of cardio activity just to get your heart pumping. So your heart is a muscle like anything else, right? So you want to start to strengthen your heart, because if your heart's not strong, it's going to be kind of hard to get these other workouts going. So we'll do some cardio. And then you want to start doing some type of resistance training.
So, what's
Resistance
resistance
training.
training? What's that? We know
Resist.
cardio is like running.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and by the way, I'm getting up to a half a gallon. Some days I hit it, some days I don't. But there is a huge difference in my body when I hit my half a gallon for the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you feel it.
You feel it. You
Just
feel it.
feel
Absolutely.
it.
And your
Um,
skin looks better. But go ahead.
mhm. So resistance training is simply using resistance. So resistance is a force, right, against your muscle. So I can go like this, right? Or I can do squats up and down in the air, but there's no resistance there. It's just body weight training. But if you actually want
Oh,
to
okay.
tone, right? We want to tone, we want to see some cuts, and we actually want to kick that metabolism up and start burning some calories even while we're not working out. You need some resistance. So this is where your resistance bands, those little rubber bands, are going to come into play. Weights, machines at the gym. If you have access to the gym, you want to start incorporating weights. Muscle, when you start building muscle, that's how you're going to start to tone up. But muscle is very expensive for your body, which means you're going to burn more calories the more muscle you have, which means the more calories you burn, the less fat you're going to have on your body,
Right.
right? So
Yes.
it's very, very important if you want to start to kick that reverse aging into gear. Weights. It's all about the weights.
Yeah. And I've used everything, with our program.
Oh
We've done,
yeah.
we've done, we've done everything. This was really, really good. Tell us, Coach B, how can we find you? Do you have anything coming up? How can people join your program, or, are there any openings? What's happening?
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys can find me on Instagram at justbefit4YOU_PT. So that's my Instagram page. You guys can go ahead and send me a DM because I am launching a 6-week challenge tomorrow. So 6-week challenge is coming up. It's a summer snatch up. So we're gonna end out the summer snatched. And basically what that's going to include is you get your workouts every day. You get to talk to me. You get to be put in my Facebook community where I do all my teachings about nutrition, exercise, mindset, all the good stuff. So if you guys want to be a part of the challenge, we're starting this week. Okay, registration is starting tomorrow, and I'm closing that out on Thursday. And send me a DM on Instagram, and if you send me MFF Project 21, you will get a 20% discount on the 6-week challenge. So that's what we got coming up. We're running that from end of August through September. And then if any ladies are interested in one-on-one coaching, we could definitely hop on a call, see if we're a good fit, and see how I can actually help you guys out.
And I think that is one of the things that, again, I was watching your videos last year, and I just, for me, it's about the thighs and the tone and my bottom half. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's so toned. I want my bottom half to be toned. I didn't want it to be like yours, but I knew that, I had the potential to really, really be toned, and that's what I really, really desired. And and I remember hopping on a call with you, and it was because of, not just because of, you didn't like have a sales pitch of, I'm going to do this with your body and do that with your body, and in 16 weeks you're going to look like this, and that's how you want to look, right? And you're ready to sign up. But I love the way your approach. I love your honesty, and I also like that during your call that it was also a call to see, was I a good fit for your program. And I like that because I felt that there was no obligation for me to purchase. I didn't have to purchase, um, because hey, maybe we jumped on that call and I didn't like what you were saying. I didn't feel like, oh, I'm obligated now. She's going to email me to death, and and none of
Yeah.
that. We just had a conversation. You had specific questions that you asked me, and then I had questions that I asked you. But it was just a conversation, and I love that fact. And it wasn't like you were trying to sell me a program.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't work with everybody. That's because I have a particular way that I teach, and I don't want to make anyone feel like I force them to do things. So I have to make sure that, number one, I can actually help you accomplish the goals that you're asking for, right? But number two, that you're receptive to me and my energy and what my philosophy is.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that your program is a virtual program.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't think that you can work out and have a virtual program or a virtual fitness coach. And I'm in Chicago. And where are you at?
I'm in New York.
She's in New York. I'm in Chicago, and she is really helping me along my fitness journey. I will have nobody else. You have been. I mean, she's been the best of all the trainers that I've had in the past. She is absolutely the best, and she's not a trainer. She is a fitness coach, which makes all the more difference. And she starts with your mind and works into the physical. I mean, it's just a full 360 circle that your program takes people on. And it's so important for us as moms and as wives, that want to be fit, to understand the journey, that it's a journey.
Yeah.
And I think for me, being honest with myself, that yep, you tried it in the past, you did it in the past, you could just go to the gym and you can take classes, maybe, two in the morning, one in the evening, and you'll be okay. But with the pandemic, it was like, no, I can't actually do that, and I don't want to go to the gym. I'm not afraid of the gym. I'm afraid of people who just don't
Yeah.
want to practice social distancing or safety or whatever. I just didn't want to take a chance,
Yeah.
with having a family at home. But being able to do your whole program, I mean, there's an app, there's check-ins, there are weekly check-ins. Oh my gosh, you have to do your form, because she checks in on you. And I love the fact that if she doesn't hear from you, she will come and find you on social media. So don't be posting on social media, and then she's
Don't
like,
post because I'm
um,
gonna see
she's
it.
gonna be like, oh, so yeah. But and I just I don't know. For me, at first, I didn't think it was gonna work, but I'm like, oh my God, it's working. It's working. Just like you do Zoom calls at work, you train with Coach B at home. And she literally watches your form, and I thought it was amazing because she helped me do lunges, and I hate lunges. Um, and I've always felt like a tension in my knee or tension in the back of my ankle or my back of my foot, and I've never I so and she's watched me do it, and then she could show me how to adjust just from the screen.
Yeah.
I've built myself a home. Well, no, I didn't. My husband built me a home gym, because I'm just not going to the gym, and so she literally works with what I have.
Yeah.
Um, and so if I had an entire gym, she probably would just get me really, really good. But
Hmm.
she can kick my butt at home with the equipment that I have.
Yeah. It's just all about making fitness match your life, your whole life.
Yes,
What you have available, what your schedule is like, even down to just how you like to eat. It's all about you. Coach B is just the tour guide.
absolutely. So this has been amazing. You said that your program is it your challenge is when?
So the 6 week challenge, we're opening up applications tomorrow.
Okay.
Applications closing on Thursday because we get started through the weekend. That way everybody gets onboarded, gets all that, administration stuff out the way, and then workouts start on Monday.
Oh, okay. Yep. So I'm not ready for a challenge because I'm up against myself.
Mhm.
So I'm not there yet. When I get there, then I can jump in on her challenges, but I'm not there yet. But of course, pre-baby, girl, I'll be like, all in to
Mhm.
the challenges. But again, that's that transparency and being honest with myself that hey, my mind is doing it, but my stomach, my body just was not falling in line.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's a journey, and I just kind of wanted to share my journey with the listeners, people who follow this platform, this podcast, so that that it's all a part of our identity. It's all a part of who we are, and this is the as not this is a hard part for me, and but it's also something that I want to get under control so that I can teach my children, and so they can teach
Yeah.
their children, and I can help. We can teach the grandchildren. So that it's a continuous journey. So yes, it's for me, but in the long term, it extends to my entire family because it affects how I make dinner,
Yeah.
and it affects how I wake up in the morning, and then it also, hey, I'm over here doing this workout. Won't you come and join me? And so me and my children have been able to do some of her workouts, especially during the summer. I'm like, come on, I'm doing it, you're doing it.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of harder with them, but I'll have them do it, and then I'll do the real one like
Right.
later.
Right.
But yeah, I would love to have you on the show again. So if you guys are listening, and her challenge opens up tomorrow, you can use discount code MFF Project 21. Don't forget to DM her at Just Be Fit for you underscore PT, and that's it. We're gonna have you back again later on this
Yes.
fall to go over nutrition because we didn't touch on nutrition. We just touched on being snatched and having a baby over 35. And we talked about the difference between a fitness coach and a trainer. So you guys go back, listen to the replay. This was a really good show. We're going to have Coach B come back so she can show us and talk to us about nutrition because I think that's a whole nother show.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, so Coach B, thank you so much for coming on. You guys don't forget to DM her if you want to get in on a challenge, or if you just want to have a call with her to see if her program is a fit for you, because maybe you're like me, you're not ready to go back into the gym, or you try trainers, you pay money to trainers, and you want to try something else. You want to try a coach and see if it's a good fit. So you can always hop on a call and see if it fits. If Coach B is a good fit for you, she's a great fit for me. And we're gonna she's a part of my journey. I'm not finished by far because I I'm chipping away at my goal, so I'm not
Mhm.
even like halfway to the goal that I want. But you guys get to like come along with me for the journey. So I am being transparent and I'm being vulnerable with you guys. So thanks, Coach B, and thank you guys for watching. And I will see you guys, of course, be back here on Thursday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then we're going to bring Coach B back this fall. She'll after her challenge, so she'll kind of update us on how her challenge went, and then she's going to help us with nutrition because we need that.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right, guys. So you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys again.